Salutations, Internet. How are you doing today? Welcome back. This is another episode of Renegades React. We are the Renegade faction, and joining me on this adventure, we have
Micah,
Ben,
Caleb,
and of course, if you've forgotten, which I hope you haven't, I hope I haven't been too much of a recluse. My name is Nathan. But anyway, we've been getting some crazy requests, especially to do epic rap battles of history, ERB, as the Internet knows them. And there's one that we're going to watch today, gentlemen. It is Edgar Allan Poe versus Stephen King. So, any predictions? Any predictions on who may, in fact, win this one? Who are you polling for, just based upon their...
Going into this, Edgar Allan Poe has the advantage because his work influenced Stephen King.
That's what I was going to say.
That's true.
Poe was first.
True.
He's kind of like his literary daddy.
Pretty much.
Or granddaddy.
Oh, yeah.
Just saying.
And they're both from the East Coast, so repping East Coast.
Yep.
If that's the right side, whichever side it is. Okay. Yeah. You got to cross.
I ain't worried about it. I do the M. So I'm Micah.
Midtown.
That's right.
I can't do an N.
They call me Mickey West Side.
There we go. N.
Nobody calls me Mickey West Side, actually.
No.
Mickey West. Okay. It's from the west side of Bristol. Okay.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's enough of that. Okay, so
Anyway,
this episode of Epic Rap Battles of History, Poe versus Stephen King, was suggested by Cameron Smith and Dask Svem. We thank you for your suggestion. We are going to now watch this, react to it, and give our thoughts on who we think won, strictly based upon the rap battle. Strictly based upon. So here we go.
Bottles of history.
Once upon a midnight dreary, as I spit this weak and weary, I will choke this joker with a trophy till his cheeks are teary. Although hear me, all should fear me. Off a river be better, you'll never be near me. Your books are as eerie as Beverly Cleary.
Oh, man.
So scram, the show's over. Your flow's so pose, poems, poser.
Oh, man.
Nice alliteration.
Well, it's out to the rage, the telltale heart beats something is grave. Well, this jerk just beats off on a page.
Oh.
Go back to Hot Topic and shop for a time. There's a melancholy alcoholic laughing stock. In the King's Den, I watch the castle rise. I'll be a little poet with an opiate affliction. I'm a workaholic with affection, addiction. Me and dedicated reader, shivery and jittery. Feel that rage and misery. You better start running it. Hearing me poo-poo, I'm a mad dog. Ain't shiny. Cujo, Tommy knock you down till you can't stand up. You're a soft as Poe, the Kung Fu Panda.
Oh.
They got pretty hard at the end of the movie.
Have you seen the pie? I can even take a break from my routine style. Crank at a Shawshank or a Green Mile. Master the Red Dead, Billy Blood Curdle, hitting the pendulum. Not even unnerving. Nerving on your first cousin when she's 13 years old. Now that's
ooh.
really living through a misery of poverty and family woes. I see through you like pantyhose. Do a Chappelle and Simpson cameo.
Yep.
No weapon in your bed, I gotta step in if you're messing with a warlord. In a minute, maybe I'ma hit him, count him into itty bitty bits, and I'ma stick him in the floorboard. Speaking of bored, you're one of the worst. Drop it at school, but you can't drop a bird. I could've spent this time there. In 8 bars, I can write a whole bestseller. I'm so prolific, sickly goblin won't be bothering me. I'm on a cover and spree, and I'll be smacking you with any of the big thick bombs. My big dick bibliography. Lore that'll horrify your ears to the core. Fame, money, talent, success. You'll always have less.
Man.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Dang.
Gentlemen,
Ooh.
we have a task now.
Right.
Who won?
Well, let's get some facts straight because I have some
Okay.
questions.
Go
Okay,
on.
because Stephen King was knocking on Poe for being an opium addict, but
Uh-huh.
Stephen King had some horrendous drug addiction.
right, that's like worse than
heroin, I heard
opium.
at one point? And cocaine?
And booze.
And,
Oh, yeah, and booze.
Yeah.
And what about Edgar Allan Poe's sister? Was she like a stepsister, or was it legit?
It was his
cousin or something?
13-year-old cousin. He
Yep.
was supposedly perving on her, and he later married her. And you
At
know,
least he made an honest woman out of her, right?
But was it
oh.
like first
Jerry
cousin,
Lee
or do
Lewis,
we know?
Second cousin, I believe.
See-
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
So-
Okay.
Let's bring it back.
Bring it back to
Bring it back.
where we were supposed
Poe
to.
versus King.
Poe versus King. In terms of who dropped the worst bombs, who dropped the sickest rhymes, Poe with that alliteration.
Yeah, I was starting to say, I know Ben, and as well as me, we're fans of alliteration.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
am also a fan of alliteration.
I am as well.
I
Yeah.
didn't want to speak for you.
Centrally to the contrary. Okay. Horrible alliteration on my
I do have to say, I don't actually think this was a good matchup. I don't really like deciding anything.
What?
More appropriately would have been Poe and H.P. Lovecraft.
Oh.
That'd be a fun game.
Yes.
Because, in fact, they are both literary progenitors of Stephen King.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I can see that.
Yeah.
So, to me, I don't know. I don't really feel like this
Well,
can be
Yeah.
judged appropriatally because Poe is kind of like his literary great-granddaddy.
That's what I was
Pretty
going to
much,
say.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's,
It's kind of hard to really
Yeah.
pinpoint. But yeah, I get what you mean, man. Me, I like both guys did good. I like Poe's work better than I like Stephen King's, but we're not judging based upon that. We're judging strictly based upon what they mentioned in the rap battles and all that. King mentioning his literary works outweighing Poe's in terms of paperweight, yes. In terms of overall inspiration and overall weight it has had on society, I cannot say that King has had that much impact as Poe has, because people will still be talking about Poe for years and years.
See, I don't know. I think Stephen King has pretty well achieved immortality with how prolific he's been.
Well,
I mean, I don't think his stuff stacks up as like classical literature or anything. I mean, it's definitely for entertainment.
Yeah.
But he's put a lot of stuff out there and has had some pretty neat ideas. I mean,
Yeah.
of course, I'm biased because I'm a big Dark Tower guy. That helped shape me into the person I am today. So, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I think Stephen King's gonna be around a lot longer than most people think. I mean, just because
yeah.
the sheer amount of work he's produced.
Yeah, the amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's left a paper trail, all right.
Huh.
Yeah, I know. Horrible. Okay, Ben.
It's a tough call. See, I think, like, in terms of the rhymes that they threw,
Yeah.
I feel like Stephen King made a lot better rhymes and did a lot more on the attack
Okay.
than Poe did.
As a matter of fact, in the second verse, Poe was defending himself a lot in the beginning. And I heard him defending himself.
I do feel like the ERBs, they are kind of stacked in favor of whoever goes second. Whoever starts out the
That's
ERB
definitely true.
seems to always be the disadvantage.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of true. But
If we're calling it, like, I have to go Poe. I just think the Stephen King crack about the opium is kind of like,
Yeah, that's
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
like a pot calling the kettle black.
yeah.
that's like Hitler being like, come on, you killed all those people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
for real.
it'd be like Hitler calling Stalin a murderer.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
Which actually Stalin did call him a murderer, but oh, well.
I'm saying, but Stalin's like 20 million versus 6 million.
Well, Hitler in terms of it was around 10.
I mean, Hitler
Yeah.
was saying that to Mother Teresa.
Yeah.
Oh.
yeah.
That's the equivalent. Like, I was
Right,
making, like,
yeah.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay, I see.
come
what you
on.
mean.
It's like,
Anyway.
Right.
cause it's like, well, you were on the opium, I was on, like, everything else
Yeah.
put together at once. Like,
Yeah.
that's kind of like grasping at straws there, Mr.
How do you
King.
think he was writing like 4 books a year there for, that time span?
Yeah.
He didn't sleep
No.
Yeah, that's about right.
or eat.
Did he smell colors and see sound?
Yes. Well, I'm sure he did. I've read some of his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost guarantee it.
Okay, so calling it, I got to go with Poe.
Poe.
I got to go with Stephen King. Don't get me wrong; he's a talented writer, and he did spit some good rhymes. But Poe's alliteration, that first off the gun, really,
Yeah.
him straight out the gate hitting hard like that. I found it was really good, and that's what really carried it over. The rest of it was good, but that's what really stuck out in my mind.
Yeah, it was close, but for me, like, in addition to the drug thing, I'm just more familiar with Poe's works.
Yeah, me too.
Like, you've never gone to school and been like, let's study some Stephen King.
Yeah.
Unless you're like.
I was that guy in high school. I studied Stephen King on my own. So
Oh, hey.
Yeah, he
Honestly,
was.
you know what? I like Poe's alliteration in this, but I don't know. Some of Stephen King's zingers. I don't know. I laughed out loud more
Well,
at Stephen King.
certain
Yeah.
people's way of comedy is better on others.
I laughed out loud at Stephen King more than I did Poe. So I'm gonna go with King.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I've got to go with King as well. But no matter.
Oh, split
tie.
decision.
No matter who won, the vocabulary level in this was amazing.
Yes,
I mean,
it was.
yes.
I was impressed.
I was as well. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I believe that settles it right there. It's,
Yep.
it's a tie.
Split
We
decision.
could not- we
50-50.
We could not come to a decision on who won. So, in order to break this, I guess we have to ask you all. Hey, write down who you think won down in the comments below. I mean, heck, you can even be like Mike and say, "Oh, Lovecraft should have been in this."
Lovecraft wins.
He should have.
He
Yeah.
should have. I agree.
Lovecraft would have
Well,
won.
Lovecraft
That would have been
works
really good.
Have become more popular here recently. Yeah, his work's always been in the underground, but people are really starting to get into Lovecraft now.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just saying, if they had a three-way battle, Lovecraft would win.
Okay.
What up? As long as he didn't
Okay,
have to do any
Cthulhu.
narration.
Okay, Cthulhu.
His narration is terrible.
Yeah,
Everything
yeah.
else-
You
Micah
make your hair
Fagan.
look
No, I'm
like
sorry.
Cthulhu.
His narration is good. His dialogue is terrible.
Okay, but anyway, so that does it for this episode. Like I said, thank you for suggesting this, guys. Especially thank you, Cameron Smith and Dusk Svem. Thank you for suggesting this. And like I said, write down who you think won below. If you liked the video, click like. If you didn't like it, just go to another video or click dislike. Please don't. But yeah, cut there. Okay, but anyway, this is Nate.
Micah?
Ben.
Caleb.
And we are the Renegade Faction. We'll see you later. Peace out.